All right, this is the Big Al and Dave podcast. I'm Dave, sitting here with Al.
Big Al, Raider X, from deep within the confines of the Raider Nation.
All right. Hey, we got some YouTube comments on there.
Oh, we did?
Yeah, we're coming on up.
All right.
I think it's 2 people. Well, Freestyle Battlefield 1 said he subscribed for Raiders videos. So I guess we're not talking about the Raiders enough, which is surprising since, you're here with your Bo Jackson jersey on and Raiders hat.
Oh, I'm always willing to talk about the Raider Nation.
So you brought some notes with you about the Raiders. What's going on?
Well, you had told me you wanted to discuss about free agency and what was the Raiders doing in free agency.
I don't know that I necessarily wanted to. But.
Well, a lot of people are saying, wow, the Raiders ain't doing much in free agency. We just signed a wide receiver.
I did see this on the bottom line.
And his name is Patterson, Cardilio Patterson, something like that. And he's been in the league 4 years. And
From where?
I think he's out of Tennessee. He's from Tennessee.
Oh.
And he's been in the league for 4 years, and he done already made 2 Pro Bowls for a punt and kickoff returner wide receiver. So, and they say he don't drop balls. So, that's kind of what we're looking for.
Who's throwing to him?
Who's throwing to him?
Yeah.
I think we got a quarterback named Carr.
That's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
Yeah.
The stud, the best young quarterback in the AFC, and in the AFC West, he's already the class of the AFC West. The class. Nobody else matters.
Yeah, so who cares about whoever this guy is that you wrote down?
Well, you look at it this way. I had a 49er fan tell me that, man, we just got Hoyer, and we got this wide receiver. They decided a wide receiver, another corner, and all these
Pierre
people.
Garçon
has been. But anyway, they done signed all this. But when you finish in almost dead last, there's nowhere to go but up. You got a lot of money to spend because they didn't spend it last year.
They still have a lot of money to spend.
And all the money they spend ain't going to make no difference. So how many games you think the Winers can win this year?
I thought we were talking about the Raiders.
Well, one thing I like to do, as much as I like to talk about the Raiders, I like to talk down on the 49ers,
Oh, that's easy to do.
Oh, and I'm planning on doing it. Kick them while they down. Put your foot on their throat. And they're going to be down a while, so I'm going to get to kick them for a long time while I talk about the greatness, which is the Raider Nation.
Well, I think it's the greatness that is Derek Carr. You don't have him.
We got somebody named Khalil Mack. You ain't heard of that guy?
Oh, he's
the defensive player of the year.
He's second most important, but if he came down to Derek Carr or Khalil Mack, that's an easy decision.
Yeah, you're right, because the quarterback is the most important position. But on your team, which is the Winers, do they have anybody who is considered, if you lose them,
For 49ers.
The who?
The 49ers.
The who? Let's just call them the Winers. It sounds better.
Yeah, whatever.
Well, they're garbage.
What else you got? What other notes do you have?
Oh, well, you know what?
Who else did you sign?
Who else did we sign? We only signed 2 people right now. We signed an offensive lineman, Marshall. And I guess he's been around the league a little while, Patrick Marshall.
Well, your offensive line's already set.
Oh, that's right. But you know what? We signed him, and I'm hoping I hope we end up signing Adrian Peterson or
Oh.
He's still out there available.
Wait, what'd you say about Pierre Garçon?
I say he's garbage. He's a has-been.
Oh.
A has-been.
What do you think about AD?
Well, at least he's a future Hall of Famer. And if he's just got one good year left in him, I think it'll be better than Pierre.
He was injured last time he played, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's been injured a lot lately, so
How old is he now?
31, I think.
Oh, he's younger than Pierre Garçon.
Yeah, but when you're running back,
like
when you're running back and get over 30 years old,
Yeah,
you
it's
kind of
over.
get mileage on you and stuff, and and he is starting to break down a little bit. But he might want a ring, and this would be his opportunity to get one.
Well,
Because we're gonna compete for the Super Bowl this year. You could count on that.
let's see. The Patriots are definitely the front runner in the AFC.
Okay.
Since they're loading up with even trading draft picks to get guys that'll make an impact now. Because they got the Brandon Cooks from New Orleans.
Oh, I know.
And the pass rusher from Carolina. And then if you want to talk about who the second best team in the AFC, I mean, these Tony Romo rumors to the Texans, I think that'll make them definitely the second.
Tony Romo.
That'll definitely make them the second best team.
Romo. They'll make him the second best team for a couple of weeks. Like, how many games do you think Tony Romo was going to play?
I mean,
History says he ain't going to make it the whole season.
Clay Travis had to mention that once the Brock Osweiler trade happened last week, when Houston dumped that garbage out of the way.
You could always give garbage to the Cleveland Browns. That's like
the odds of the Texans winning the Super Bowl went from 40-1 to 15-1, and they haven't even gotten them yet.
Are you gonna put your dollar, or are you gonna put your $100 on that and take that 15-1? Be like giving $100.
No, I want the 40-1.
Oh, okay.
Before I went to 15-1. I don't think they're going to either way, but
they're not going to. You're right. They're not going to win either way because guess what? The Raiders play in the AFC, and the way to the Super Bowl this year, it's going through the Raiders.
Wait, you don't think the Patriots are the front runner?
Well, most people would think they are the front runner, and you know what? If you just look at it from the outside looking in, you'd say they are. But I'm not on the outside, and I'm not looking out. I'm on the inside, and I'm saying the Raiders should be the prohibited favorite to come out of the AFC.
Completely unbiased pick.
Oh, yeah. I'm being rational here. I'm trying to hold back.
Well, see, Tony Romo had a whole year off. So you don't think he should be healthy enough to go at it? And Houston's roster, they had the number one defense in the league.
Do you think having a whole year off really going to make somebody better? More often than not, you take a whole year off, you get worse. And he got older and he's fragile. He's like as soft as McFadden used to be.
Think about it with when Peyton Manning had the whole year off and came back for the Broncos, and then Joe Montana had the whole year off and still lit it up for the Chiefs. I'm talking about something like that happening.
But those quarterbacks had already won Super Bowls. Romo, in his whole miserable existence, what has he won? One playoff game in 11 years?
It's like
one playoff game in 11 years, and the Cowboys get so much love. I hate people talking about America's team. They ain't my team.
Well, I think we're having the same discussion that we had with Phillip Rivers last week, in that it's just a garbage franchise.
Oh, they are.
That's all they had was Tony Romo. There's nobody I feel worse for right now in the NFL as far as what happened to the Cowboys last year than Tony Romo, because they finally are buttoned up because they have the best offensive line in football.
And you going to feel sorry for a player on another team because he didn't get to win?
I mean, God.
You think I'm going to feel sorry for another player on another team because he don't get to win? It ain't going to happen. They don't feel sorry. We're not feeling sorry for y'all when y'all lost. When the Raiders was losing, people didn't feel sorry for us. They kicked us while we was down. We don't want the pity anyway. And I'm not feeling sorry for Tony Romo.
I honestly felt bad. I was kind of stoked that Derek Carr showed up to...
But you know what? That's because you're a 49er fan.
That's what it is?
That's why it is. Because 49ers right now, they ain't got nothing good to root for on their own team, so they going to go and feel bad for other players on other teams. That's disgusting.
You were giving me a bunch of crap for calling Tom Brady my favorite current player just because he's not on the 49ers.
Yeah.
Tony Romo might be my favorite player.
You know what?
Well, I mean, because look at the guy was undrafted out of where, Illinois State or Eastern Illinois.
What does that got to do with anything?
And he works his way all the way up to starting quarterback for the Cowboys.
And you being a 49er fan,
That's amazing.
Cowboys is supposed to be like your arch enemy, and you gonna have admiration for a player on their team because he worked his way up from the bottom and made it almost to the top of the bottom.
That's
If that
amazing.
even makes sense, he never made it to the top. Never made it to the
You
top.
don't think that's an amazing story?
No, I don't think it's an amazing story. I think it's just simply amazing that you would feel sorry for him.
Well, I mean, they're finally buttoned up. They got an offensive line now.
So you feeling sorry
He
for
was-
somebody on another team?
He was carrying that franchise. They had nothing.
Carrying them? Where did he
Yeah.
carry them to? They never won nothing.
Oh, they won something.
What?
they got
One playoff victory in the last, 11 years? That don't seem like you carried them too far.
Remember, they were 12-4 2 years ago, and then when
And they lost their first game of the playoffs, right? Yeah.
well, no, they got robbed against
No, they lost.
when Des Bryant supposedly
They lost.
they beat the Lions.
Man, I swear,
But-
talking to you, Dave, I would swear you was a Cowboy fan and not
I mean,
a.
Des Bryant makes like the greatest catch ever at Lambeau Field, and then they review it and they take it away from him. Remember that?
So, do you think they ain't the only ones who ever got screwed? They've been beating the Raiders like that for years.
Well, I mean, there was the Patriots in that one wild card playoff game against the Raiders, and they got screwed. Cause
we ain't. Why do we have to talk about that? We don't even want to discuss that. We was talking about the Cowboys, and I don't know why, but
I remember the Chargers got screwed on the Holy Roller.
no, they didn't. That was the way the rules was then.
Some poor sucker got fired.
Some poor sucker got fired. That's right. Because whenever you remember what I told you, whenever you do something that benefits the Raiders, somebody's getting fired.
Well, the point I was trying to make was, so the Cowboys finally made it to the playoffs, 12-4, and then they get robbed in Green Bay. And then the following year, when Tony Romo's injured, they went 4-12.
Yeah.
So that was basically the same roster. That's how much of a difference Tony Romo is.
Well, if he was that much of a difference, he'd been back there starting this year. But they got a young rookie came in and took his job from him.
Who would you have start? Who do you think would have had a better shot at beating the Packers in the playoffs last year, Romo or Dak Prescott?
They're the Cowboys, neither one of them.
They were gonna just lose that game. no matter
History
what.
said they're going to lose.
They were down 21-0.
And they lost.
Of course, the guy almost brought him back. But
Or whatever.
speaking of the Cowboys, you hear about Ezekiel Elliott?
Oh. Yeah,
Oh wait, I
seems-
was just telling you about it.
Yeah, seems to be I heard a little bit about it. You was trying to explain it to me.
Well, he was at some St. Patrick's Day party, and I guess I should pull up the video, but I'll just tell you what happened. Maybe I'll demonstrate on myself, but you might get
Oh,
turned.
don't do that.
You might get too turned on.
Oh,
Ezekiel Elliott pulled down some girl's tank top, and it showed off her boobie.
wow. Boys will be boys.
Is that what it is? I would never do that.
Well,
In fact, I would probably make sure our arms wouldn't even touch. I'd probably get away from her.
so would you pull down a boy's shirt then? Since you don't want to pull down a girl's shirt?
I'm pulling down nobody's shirt.
Well, I don't know.
What do you mean by boys will be boys?
Yeah,
The guy's like 23 years old.
I'm not saying it's right. I wouldn't do something like that today. But when I was probably his age,
Yeah. You can relate to this.
that's right, I could relate to it. And you out there and stuff, but we don't make it right. We all, when we're young, we do a lot of us done a lot of things that was wrong that we didn't get caught doing. So he just got caught doing it, and now I'm sure it's not looking good. He's got a lot explaining to do, but
Do you think this has anything to do with, and Colin Cowherd was making this point this morning, that it's the culture of the Cowboys, that they have like a party atmosphere? They're always bringing in guys like this.
it's a lot of guys like that all through the NFL.
You think Jerry Jones is doing stuff like this?
I think
Or do you think he's
after
probably
what
dead?
Ezekiel Elliott done this past year, I don't think this is going to blow over and it ain't going to make a bit of difference.
Because he already has a domestic violence thing going out there.
When you done turned the Cowboys around like he did last year, he's going to have to do a lot worse. They're going to have to put him in jail to get him off the field over there in
Guy's the
Jerry
man
World.
over there. Well, that might happen. Who knows?
Hey, it just might. That's going to be the only way he's going to look. If he is, he'll get him out on the weekend to come play the game and let him go back in. Because, Jerry Jones, he kind of think like Al Davis think, just win, baby.
Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes.
Of course, they don't have the same, quite, they have the same, I guess Jerry Jones has the same amount of Super Bowls as Al Davis. Yeah, 3.
3, okay.
Okay, so I was going to say, Jerry Jones isn't quite the track record as Al Davis, but I guess Jerry Jones, he's going to the Hall of Fame this year.
Hall of Fame, okay. Well, you got to put somebody in there.
Well,
I wouldn't put him in there, but you know what? He got 3 Super Bowl wins. What can you say?
I don't know about owners getting into the Hall of Fame.
Well, the problem is you done already put probably 6 or 7 of them off in there, so you can't.
Because I wasn't
can't
that
stop now.
I wasn't that offended about DeBartolo not being in there.
Was DeBartolo the owner, or was he the?
He's the owner.
He was actually the owner.
And he got in last year.
Oh, okay.
And they were raising a fuss about it because he's the only owner with 5 Super Bowls. But, I mean, if he doesn't have Bill Walsh.
And Carmen Policy.
Before Bill Walsh, he was going through coaches like crazy.
Hey, all it takes, and I don't even know if it's Bill Walsh. I think it's Joe Montana and Steve Young. To me, it's players. When the right player come along, and it's all about the quarterback.
Quarterbacks.
Like what you call him, Belichick up in New England. He wasn't nothing until Brady came along,
Yeah.
and it's going to be just like. So say we win 2 or 3 Super Bowls.
But hey,
Jack Del Rio probably wasn't all that great when he was at Jacksonville and stuff. So now he's got a quarterback, and say we win 3 or 4 Super Bowls, from then they'll say he's great.
But they're good coaches because Belichick made the playoffs with the Browns. And they had, Eric Zaire was their quarterback. Del Rio did make the playoffs with, David Garrard and Byron Leftwich. So, I mean,
I'm not
something.
saying they wasn't okay quarterbacks, but once you get our coaches, once you get a great quarterback, all of a sudden it makes it a great coach too.
So a team that's in desperate need of a quarterback is the San Francisco 49ers, who are my favorite team.
I thought you guys just signed a quarterback.
Well, we got the Chicago Bears quarterbacks.
And how was the Bears? And Jorge, did he beat out Cutler last year?
Yes, I guess that's what happened.
God, if you can't beat out Cutler, I mean, the Bears had the worst quarterbacking situation of any team.
I thought you asked if he did beat out Cutler.
All I'm saying is both their quarterbacks. You up here talking about you got a quarterback from the Chicago Bears. Basically, they didn't have a quarterback, and you took one of them. 2
of them.
Both of them?
Matt Barkley.
Oh, God.
We got 2 Chicago Bears.
Oh, man, this is getting better. I keep listening here. This is getting better and better.
Remember Matt Barkley beat us in the snow?
Oh, God. Y'all got 2 Bears quarterbacks?
See, I was all on the Chip Kelly bandwagon until, I guess it was a snowstorm, but we lost to Matt Barkley.
Well,
now we have him.
But guess what? You guys lost to pretty much everybody. You only beat 1 team last year.
2.
You beat one team last year. You beat them twice.
Boy, what's that say about the Rams? What do you call them?
The Lambs.
Yeah. Truer words are never spoken.
A ram is hard, and the Rams ain't hard. They lambs. To let you guys take advantage of them twice.
Well, did you hear this report come out that Kirk Cousins, he only signed the 1-year deal with the Redskins.
Yeah.
And I guess they franchised him for 1 year for like the second year in a row, right?
Yeah.
Which means that they have zero confidence in him, or he doesn't like them, or there's a quote out there that he'll be with the 49ers next year.
That he wanted to come to the 49ers.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Kyle Shanahan is his guy.
Man, I'm telling you right now.
That was his offensive coordinator
I'm telling you right now.
3 years ago.
If he's playing for Washington, let me tell you something. I'd almost want to cut him right now. If he want to go play for the 49ers in the disarray that they're in, anybody who wants to go play for them right now,
We're on the up and up.
what does that say about their mentality? I mean, just get out of here.
You like that?
If he wants to go play for the let him go play for the 49ers.
Remember that?
But yeah, I remember that. But I tell you one thing: the problem with that is, say if Washington start winning this year, and say they actually make the playoffs and win a game or two, all of a sudden
They made it last year. Yeah.
if they make it and win a couple of games this year,
Well, ain't gonna happen.
all of a sudden, the camaraderie that would build between his teammates and stuff, those thoughts about before the season started about him wanting to go to San Francisco, and he look over there and the 49ers are still and won 2 games again. They beat the Lambs 2 times again. You think he's going to want to leave Washington and go play for them when Washington next year be able to give him a max, like make him the most expensive quarterback ever?
That would be unbelievable because he's probably
The
like
problem
the 15th
is-
best.
Guess what? If he has a good year this year, he's going to be the top free agent available out there, and somebody's going to have to, they're going to be in a bidding war for him, and they're going to have to overpay for him. So if you guys get him, you guys going to have to pay him about $25 million a year, and he's probably worth about half of that. I hope you guys do get him.
I thought you were getting nervous about him coming over here. Well, I mean, the way you were sounding.
I'm not getting nervous about anybody coming to play for the 49ers.
I mean,
they
the way
ain't winning
you're-
nothing but at least the next 10 years.
The way you were talking about. Well, what if we get lucky?
Lucky?
Yeah.
If you get lucky, you're going to win 4 games.
Actually, what my philosophy here is, what I would like to do,
What?
other than trade for Phillip Rivers, which I guess our buddy Freestyle Battlefield 1 disagreed with me on that one. But you know what? Last week we were talking about because how many first-round picks it would take to get Phillip Rivers.
Yeah. And you said 2.
Because it took 2 to get Sam Bradford. That's who we were trying to think of last week. But what I would like to say is, or what I would like to do is tank and get the first overall pick, and you got to get Sam Darnold out of USC. You seen that guy?
Yeah, but you talking about tank?
Yeah.
You guys don't have to tank.
What?
It's going to happen anyway, whether you're trying to or not. You're going to be somewhere around, I'll give you 4 max. But if if you tank, you might only get 1 win.
You think we're going to be better than the Bears?
Y'all going to be fighting it out.
Are we going to be better than the Browns?
I could never say anybody's going to be better than the Browns. So Browns going to be somewhere around the.
That's what I'm saying. We need to try.
U3 is going to be the cellar dwellers. You can count on that.
We should have just not signed Brian Hoyer and just signed Matt
Do
Barkley.
you think signing Hoyer is going to make you guys win some games?
Yeah, I know. That's what
You
I'm saying.
picking up Chicago garbage and thinking you're going to win?
I know. That's why we should have just stuck with our third-string quarterback and make him the starter.
That's okay. You got a third-string quarterback starting anyway.
Brian Hoyer?
Yeah.
He's not horrible.
What has he done?
He's won some games.
Has he won more games than he lost?
He can win 4 games. We could go 4-12. That's not bad enough. I want Sam Darnold.
Well, you know what? I'm going to be rooting for you.
Because you don't want us to get Sam Darnold.
No, I want you guys to get him. That means you guys are finished with the worst record in the league. And I'm all about giving you guys the number 1 pick
Thank
for
you.
the next 10 years.
Well, after we get Sam Darnold, look out. That guy's the man.
Every quarterback.
You see that guy after the Rose Bowl?
Every quarterback that get drafted every single year, out of the top 5 quarterbacks, maybe only 2 of them ever get to even be a starter for more than a year or 2. And to get how often does
this guy's the man. You see him after the Rose Bowl?
They thought Luck was the man.
He is.
He's not.
Yeah, he is. That franchise is a dumpster fire.
They're
a mess.
Would you take Andrew Luck over Derek Carr?
Every time he...
Would you take Andrew Luck over Derek Carr?
I'll take either one of them.
Would you? That ain't the question I asked.
Sure.
You would?
Hell yeah.
Well, judging from you being a 49er fan and some of these other decisions you
I
believe you would.
I would give the Colts I would give the Raiders a decade's worth of first-round picks for one of your quarterbacks.
For one of them?
Yeah, well, yeah. Derek Carr or Andrew Luck.
Oh, one of them two.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure we'd take it.
You would trade a decade. Okay, I'm going to offer you a trade here. I'll give you 10 first-round picks, even after how you just analyzed the quarterback situation, for Derek Carr.
10 first-round draft picks.
Yeah, the next 10 years.
I probably would take it.
Oh, hell yeah, I'll do it right now.
I'd take it.
Well, how do we make this happen?
10 first-round draft picks.
Yes.
That means we get your first one this year.
Of course.
And I don't think Derek Carr...
You got the draft picks listed off. Who do you want? Who are you taking with the second overall pick?
I'd probably take Deshaun Watson.
You can have him.
I'd take him. And then I already know you guys get a rookie quarterback. You're not going to be good. I mean, you get Derek Carr. You got Derek Carr, when he came with us, he lost his first 11 games with us, too. So say you guys don't turn it around again next year. So we get another pick in the top 2 or 3.
How many wins is Derek Carr worth? You say we're going to be 4-12 with Brian Hoyer. How many wins are we going to get with Derek Carr?
Maybe 5, 6.
Oh, God.
Your defense is garbage.
With Kyle Shanahan.
He's never done nothing.
Yeah, he has. The Atlanta Falcons just set records last year. Is Matt Ryan all of a sudden the greatest quarterback ever?
That's why I don't think you'd make a good GM. There's not a single...
All I need is a quarterback.
There's not a single GM...
All I need is a quarterback.
There's not a single GM in the league right now that would give up 10 first-round draft picks for any player in the NFL.
I know one.
Who?
Colin Cowherd. Well, he's not a GM, but he's a radio show host.
And that's the reason why he's not a GM.
Well, he makes $6 million a year. He makes more than GMs make.
Don't make any difference.
It means something.
As much as I love Derek Carr, but 10 first-round draft picks...
I thought you were going to say as much as I love Colin Cowherd.
Yeah, right. But 10 first-round draft picks...
Yeah.
I'd take my chances that in one of them 10 picks, we're going to get 4 or 5 players.
I can't believe it. The Raiders just spent 10 years sucking. They finally got a quarterback, and you're going to give him to me.
Now, I ain't say I'm giving him to you.
You're giving him to me.
I'm also getting 10 first-round draft picks.
Well, I can get first-round draft picks.
Oh, okay. We'll see over the week. People will get in touch with me, and they'll tell me, like...
Yeah.
We'll see how they log in. People log in and tell us how they like that. 10 picks, I'd take them.
Good luck with
Sorry, Derek.
Good luck with Deshaun Watson. He's getting high marks out there.
Yeah.
People are going crazy for him. Hey, speaking of a quarterback that we got rid of Colin... Well, we didn't get rid of Colin Kaepernick. I guess he decided to get rid of himself. You hear those crickets?
Well, I'll tell you one thing.
What's going on over there? What did I tell you last week?
I think he's being blackballed.
His football career is... Well, I was calling it last October. His football career is over, at least in the NFL.
Until a quarterback get hurt, his career is not over. He's gonna pop up somewhere.
Who are the other quarterbacks that have been signed?
So for
this free agency, we got Brian Hoyer, Matt Barkley.
Wow.
Should I look it up?
Yeah, you ought to look it up because it wasn't a lot of good quarterbacks out there to sign. So it's like
Kirk Cousins got signed by the.
But he didn't. I'm just saying somebody else who went to a different team.
Okay, Jay Cutler's still out there.
I'm just saying this was a weak free agent.
Oh, here's the guy. Mike Glennon got signed by the Bears for like $15 million.
What?
You didn't hear about that?
The $15 million I sure didn't hear about.
Yeah, Mike Glennon,
Wow.
the backup quarterback for the Buccaneers,
Wow.
got signed by the Bears.
You know what? The Bears just like sorry quarterbacks. You know? $15 million.
Who's the greatest Bears quarterback of all time? Jim McMahon?
Probably.
He won the
Because
Super
he
Bowl.
won a Super Bowl. And
But I mean, I was all about the defense there.
well, I don't know. He had a hell of a year that year in '85. He had a good year.
Yeah, everyone's lining up to stop Walter Payton. Of course he's going to have a good year.
No,
They ain't worried about him.
He had some good wide receivers, and they had a really good team that year. It was all around. It was pretty good. But McMahon, all he used to do is just drop back and throw
You
the
give
ball.
the Bears an actual quarterback, how many Super Bowls do they win instead of just the one?
One.
Really?
Yeah. They have never established that they can win more than one Super Bowl, so why should I give them any more?
Of course, it's tough to be a quarterback in the Windy City.
Well,
Kaepernick proved that last time he was in Chicago.
but look, you got Green Bay playing horrendous weather. You got the Browns. You got a lot of teams over the East Coast playing bad weather, and some quarterbacks have come. Well, I shouldn't have mentioned the Browns because they never done anything.
Bernie Kosar.
He was a loser.
He got to the AFC Championship game.
He
2 years
was
in
a
row.
loser. He got there one time, right?
Twice. 2 years in a row, right?
And they lost both of them, didn't they?
yeah.
Because they never went to the Super Bowl.
On the final drive.
On the final, he threw an interception, wasn't it?
John Elway,
That's
who's
right.
like the greatest
Oh,
quarterback.
the drive, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, God, we won't talk about him either.
John Elway, like the greatest quarterback of all time. And
He is not the greatest
May-
quarterback of all time.
according to Jason Whitlock, he is. He makes a bunch of money on TV too, and maybe one of the best GMs of all time for sure.
Dave, I don't understand you.
What?
You go out of your way to find when you guys
I just appreciate greatness.
you just don't appreciate greatness on your own team, huh?
Yeah, I do. Look at this place.
That don't mean you. every time we get to talking about who's great, you always think about somebody else. You don't think about some of these people you got up on your wall.
Let's talk about the greatness that is the San Francisco 49ers. Even though I guess I just did downplay DeBartolo in the Hall of Fame.
So what is great about them?
Joe Montana.
Oh, so now you're gonna say Joe Montana.
What did I say about him before?
You never said nothing about it. You was talking about Brady and somebody else.
I was talking about Joe Montana with resurrecting his career with the Chiefs.
Oh, so you was
I said
talking
something
about
good.
him when he was a cheap. You didn't say nothing about him when he was a 40-winer.
He's like the greatest of all time. Let me rephrase that. He was the greatest of all time.
So he's not anymore, huh?
Well, Tom Brady, come on. What he's done with what he's got.
Well, you know what? I'm not going to argue there with you because you know what? I am so glad the 49ers, I don't have to hear that garbage about 49er fans saying they got the greatest quarterback of all time. That's out the door, so we don't have to hear that crap anymore.
Well, it's still subjective.
I don't think so.
It's a done deal.
It's a done deal.
Sure it is.
We could just rack that. That's out. We don't even want to hear that garbage anymore.
Steve Young, one of the all-time greats.
How is Steve Young one of the all-time greats?
Guy lit it up with the Niners.
How many championships did he win?
Well, one.
And they're going to make him an all-time great?
He is one of the all-time greats.
He's not.
Oh, really?
You think he's a top 10 quarterback of all time?
Oh, we're going to listen. How about we'll save next week? We'll talk about the top 10 quarterbacks of all time.
Steve Young won't be one of them.
He won't, huh?
No, one championship?
Top 15.
No,
20.
maybe. Maybe.
Wait, so who's number one is Ken Stabler. I forgot.
That's right.
Who's number two? Derek Carr?
Not yet. But he's building that resume. Probably Brady.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How about number three?
I admit, probably Joe Montana.
Hey, never mind. Let's go through the top 10. No, that's good enough right there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I like that. In fact, can you say it again?
No, we're through with that. oh, Kenny Stabler.
All right. Hey, Colin Kaepernick's being blackballed. What do you mean by that?
Because anytime you got other teams out there,
He's not in the top 10, by the way.
he's probably in the bottom 10 for sure. But anytime you got teams out there discussing bringing Cutler to play for you, and
nobody's touching that either.
I think he gets a job before Kaepernick gets a job.
He's a much better quarterback than
He is garbage.
He can actually throw in the pocket.
He is garbage.
He has somewhat accuracy.
He's an accident waiting to happen. All he does is throw interceptions.
If you would rather have Cutler or Kaepernick, who would you rather have?
Kaepernick in a heartbeat.
Boy. He's the 30th ranked passer last year, not in garbage time.
Was Cutler even ranked?
I'm sure he was probably in the middle of the pack.
No way.
I'll have to look. Well, he was injured.
No way.
He was injured, so
That's probably the only way he got the ranking he did, because he was injured.
I think the only reason why the Bears didn't play the Steelers in Super Bowl 45 was because Cutler was injured.
Cutler. You giving him way too much credit.
Well, he's got talent.
He has no talent.
He's a mental case, but he's got talent.
How did we even get on Cutler?
How about let's talk about the Warriors?
Oh.
Speaking of stinking up the joint, what's going on there?
Oh, I went to that game.
You went to the game last Wednesday
against
the
Boston.
Celtics.
Yeah.
What happened?
Went to a game. My grandbaby got to go all the way down to the floor. She was right there when the players was working out and stuff. And
she's kind of a little celebrity now.
Oh yeah, they took her picture and she got 100 and some thousand hits on her picture on the Warriors.
I have it right here.
That's right.
Cute picture.
So she was pretty excited, and we thought we was going to get her to get to see Steph Curry and them after the game, but when they lost, they ran off the court.
Well, of course.
But what I wanted to discuss about the Warriors was that travesty that took place Saturday in San Antonio. You know, I lost a lot of respect for our coach after that game. I said, here it is. We got a chance. The Warriors got a chance. We done already lost the first game this season to San Antonio. We have played them 2 more times. That was the second game. He knew the day before the game that they were sitting their best player down, and the other player,
LaMarcus Aldridge?
Aldridge was already at a regular heartbeat, and so they were sitting him down already. And then we needed to win this game just for we could have a home field advantage in the season. So here it is. You go and sit your entire starting lineup.
Yeah.
Basically giving them the game. And the NBA need to do something about it. You know, I don't blame Iguodala for saying something about it, because let me tell you something. That was awful. That was like fixing the game. I don't know if he had money on the game or somebody, but somebody got paid. You sit your whole lineup, and they was talking about some people came from miles away. You know, some people was buying scalp tickets to see the Warriors in San Antonio.
I saw Lisa Salters talking about a family from Mexico that came up, and the kid was all excited as he had health complications.
Yeah. And they paid $400 a ticket, something like that.
Yeah, like
$400 a ticket. The whole family drove up, probably spent all the money they had, and then they get up there, and then the Warriors was talking about they was gonna give that family an autograph something after the game.
Did they?
They said they was gonna give them an autograph jersey or something.
They lost, so I don't know if they just ran out.
But the point is, you done come all the way up there to see your players play. What is a jersey gonna do when you come to see? And you know what? The NBA
Yeah.
This is your biggest game on Saturday nights, national televised game, and NBA stand around there and let a team sit their whole starting lineup. You know what? It's a simple way that the NBA can fix this problem.
What's that?
Starting next year, if a player gets hurt, he's got to be out 2 games minimal. That way, when they say if they's resting a player, well, you got to rest him. He's resting for 2 games.
Okay.
Meaning that way, if you want to rest your whole team for a whole game, they got to rest for 2 games.
Got to take that Minnesota game off too.
You got to take 2 games off. That'll put an end to all this rest and stuff. That was a travesty. I couldn't believe it.
Shouldn't the NBA do like a boxing approach because it doesn't matter till June?
Maybe it doesn't matter to you, but you know how much them tickets cost, and the fans is buying these tickets and stuff, and they're going to the game, and you're sitting your whole starting lineup.
Stop buying the tickets.
You don't have to rest players on the same day.
Why do you go?
You could have rested the players in that Minnesota game. You could rest one player today, rest another. But first of all, you rest the whole team, and they got the next 2 days off. How do you justify resting the team and they got the next 2 days off?
Slave master mentality.
Oh God! I mean, that's awful. I lost all respect for him, and you know, I really don't like him that much to coach anyway.
Andre Iguodala called him a slave master.
Yeah,
the night before.
Yeah, well, I didn't agree with all that stuff that Andre was putting out there. The way he was talking,
He got fined $10,000,
and it wasn't enough.
He's dropping N-bombs.
That's right. And just because he's black don't mean that he's allowed to say that word. And the fine should have, if it was $10,000, it should have been $50,000 for each time he used it.
Man.
You know, that's a word that should come out of our vocabulary. It's not right. It's sort of like when I tell you when I was talking about I don't talk bad about the Warriors and the Raiders and mixed company. Well, I'm not even saying that word in mixed company or otherwise. I think that's a word that should be out, and just because you black, you don't get a pass to use it.
Wow, this generation throws it around like crazy.
Don't make it right.
Yeah. All right, did you fill out your bracket yet? March Madness gets underway.
I filled out 1 so far. I'm going to probably fill out 2 more tonight, but I went with Arizona to win it all.
Why is that?
Because
how much college basketball do you watch?
Not as much as the average person. I watch a little bit of it. I don't watch less now that the Warriors then got good. Warriors been taking up all my time watching them more. But
I think you had an interesting way of rooting for college basketball teams and college football teams. Like, who are your favorite teams?
Of all time?
Yeah.
In basketball?
Well, I mean, because in basketball and football, you have different favorite teams.
You're right. In basketball, I'm always rooting for somebody. I usually go with the best team in the Pac-12. And
you always root for the best team in the Pac-12?
Always root for the best team in the Pac-12.
In basketball?
In basketball. Because I always want the Pac-12 to win. That's why I'm taking Arizona. And I would have thinking about Gonzaga. But they done let me down 3 or 4 years out of the last 5. I went with them to make it to the finals or to the Final Four.
Isn't that like the biggest illusion in college basketball? Is Gonzaga?
Yeah, they
don't play anybody all year, and then
that's right.
They're always ranked.
That's right. So I'm not.
Well,
going
they do have
anymore.
NBA players there, right?
Oh yeah,
occasionally.
And I think it's going to be between them and.
You did fill out a bracket.
North Carolina. I don't have it in front of me, so I'm trying to remember what it was. I had North Carolina.
Oh, they're going to make it back again, second year in a row.
Well, they lost to Villanova last year. Villanova might pull, I ain't ruling them out. They going to be close.
Duke's the favorite.
I don't know why.
How do you feel about Duke?
I say Duke would be
They're the hottest team in the league.
How are they the hottest team in the league? I think they lost 3 of they before the tournament started. They had lost a couple of games going in before they went into the tournament.
They have 8 losses.
There's other teams with only 1 or 2 losses. So how are they the hottest team in the league?
Well, they won the ACC tournament.
Does that make you the hottest team in the league?
Well, the ACC tournament's a lot better than the Pac-12 tournament.
I don't know about that. Well, they are.
It is it?
Historically, they are.
Okay.
But
You're talking to a guy who watches like 5 seconds of college basketball.
they are. The ACC normally is.
Yeah.
It used to be the ACC and the Big East, but, you know.
Who is in the Big East now? They cut that thing way down.
Well, they move them around.
Georgetown and...
Yeah, Syracuse. Is it Syracuse?
No, they're in the ACC now.
Villanova.
Yeah.
Villanova. Well, see,
They won the national title.
They won it last
Yeah.
year, so it's not like they garbage. At least they turning out one team.
Do you enter your bracket to try to win some money?
Well, that's the reason you fill out a bracket.
Oh, I don't know. I thought maybe gambling was a sin now.
I'm not gambling from. Look, the odds of winning the the ESPN challenges are like, what is it? It's going to be 8 million people in it.
Yeah.
So only one person going to win. So you just got like a 8 million to 1. It's like buying a lottery ticket.
It's probably less than that.
Yeah.
Well, you just have to get the best bracket, right?
Yeah.
Oh. Do you fill out just one or you do multiple?
By the time it's over, I'll probably end up filling out about 10.
The thing starts pretty soon.
Thursday. But I guess about 5 or 6 years ago, I finished number 23.
Oh, I think I remember that.
Remember it?
Yeah.
I finished number 23. And I was in number 5, but I ended up losing the last guy. Didn't pick the team that won.
I remember a couple of years ago, a guy picked the first 2 rounds. He got all of them right. Every single game.
And, you know, you get like,
Isn't that amazing?
I think Buffett offers some millions of dollars if you get the whole bracket right. And he gets when you get to winning so many, he tries to give you a bribe to buy you out. I mean,
Really?
Yeah. So offer you money not to
To get a perfect one?
yeah, get a perfect one. I
Never
forgot how
gonna
much money it's-
happen.
They say it's billions and something to one.
I've never heard that before. I'll have to look that up. Okay, so speaking of influencers, you are being asked to talk about. You're asked to do a sermon at church. You're a pastor in training, right?
I tell everybody,
And you're working on me.
I tell everybody right now, I'm a Christian in training.
Okay.
Training to be a pastor or a minister.
Uh-huh.
And I've been asked again to deliver the message at our church, Family Praise and Worship Ministries in Acampo, California, at 11 o'clock this coming Sunday. And it is truly a blessing to just be put in that position. And Dave,
What's up?
I'm officially inviting. Do you want to come again?
What are you going to talk about?
What am I going to talk about?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll tell you what I'm going to talk about this Sunday.
Yeah.
This Sunday, my sermon is going to be entitled Training Day.
Like the Denzel Washington movie.
That's going to be actually part of my sermon. Pretty hard to, I can't tell you how I'm going to tie it in together, but it's going to be based on Training Day, the movie.
It's going to be, well, wait, you just said you're a Christian in training.
That's right. And all of this is part of my training.
I've already been through all that.
Well,
Remember, I went to a Christian school through 9th grade.
well, you know what? You need some more training. You need to get back and renew it.
I had so much of that.
So you should still come and hear me. Deliver the message this Sunday.
You have a big crowd? You have a big turnout?
Well, I don't know. You never know who's gonna come. I'm gonna put it on Facebook and everything this week, and starting today, and renew it every day, and call all my friends and stuff, and see if we can get. Because we have a small church. Normally, we have about maybe 20 people.
That's how many was there when I was there last time.
Yeah, we normally have about 20 people at this little small church out in the country. And, you know, I've attended mega churches and the really big churches and small, but I actually like this little small church. And for me, I'm kind of getting the proper training that I need.
Man, I've been to so many churches. Let me tell you why I don't believe in God and why I don't want there to be a God. You want to hear that?
I'm not sure I want to hear this, but
Okay, number one, I don't believe in God because it just doesn't make any sense to me. And after I went,
mine, it's a terrible thing to waste.
after I got to public school, once I found out that Christianity was just another religion out of the many, then I don't know what makes one right over the other. And then second, why I don't believe in God is because I value privacy. I don't want anyone spying on me. Like when I masturbate, I don't want anybody looking.
Oh!
I don't want anybody looking at me, and I don't wish that on them either. You know what I mean?
And so because you think God can see you,
oh yeah,
that's you in your warped mind.
Who wants to see that?
It's like he's invading your privacy.
Well, yeah. Who wants to see that?
I know I don't want to see it, and
You want to stick around?
I don't think he wants to see it either.
Exactly.
I know he don't want to see it.
Well, I mean, he does though. If he's real, he's seeing a lot. Imagine what he sees.
He sees.
Would you
all.
wish that on anybody?
From what you just told me, I would wish that on anybody, Dave. I'm just telling you.
Hey, it gets uglier than this.
Oh.
Let's go to Walmart. Imagine what else he sees.
Oh yeah, Walmart. You can see all kind of crazy stuff.
Well, he sees it all, baby.
So you're saying he sees it all. So if you really just sit there and think about what you're saying, Dave, you're saying he sees it all. It's actually you're almost admitting,
according to that little
that
book
he
out there,
does exist, and you're saying he sees it all.
Well, I prefaced it with why I don't believe in God.
Oh, you do. You just like all the rest of the ones who want to think that they don't, and when they get in trouble, the first thing they say, "Oh, God, help me. Oh, please, God, if you can get me out of this."
That's just a figure of speech.
Oh, it is never figure of speech.
Well, for me it is. I'm not going to say, "Oh, God, please help me," but, "Oh, God," or like when you pointed out, I said, "Jesus Christ," when I exclaimed something.
Dave, you need to come to church this Sunday. You need to come. You need Christ in your life.
It's not about need. It's whether do I want to or not. All right, so hey, let's wrap this thing up here because I'm getting kind of hungry. You ate before you came over here.
Oh yeah,
You had some Dickie's barbecue.
Dickie's barbecue. First time going there. Oh God, what a disappointment.
Why do you say that? My mom loves that place.
Your mom?
I've never been there.
Well, we went there, and when I saw the prices of all the food in there is outrageous. But I got 3 little bitty ribs.
You got riblets.
They call them baby back ribs, but they was about 2 inches long. 3 little bones that was about the same size of the biscuit, and a soda, and one little, looked like a half a scoop of potato salad.
Yeah.
And it came out to $13. We had to leave there and I had to go get me something else to eat. That's outrageous. $13 for that.
What did you tell them?
I told them, you don't have to worry about me coming back anymore.
That's what you said to them?
Yeah, I told them that.
What?
There was another guy that's sitting off and he said, wow, the prices are outrageous. How do you expect to keep they're already to move from one spot to another spot. They'll be moving again. Guaranteed.
Moving out of town?
Yeah. Nobody going to pay that much money for three bones of ribs and the size of a biscuit. I took a picture of it, Dave, and I'm going to put the picture. We can put it on.
We'll put it
post
on
next week.
All right.
The 3 pieces of ribs was the exact same size as the biscuit. And you're going to sell that for $13. $11.99 plus tax, $13.
Was it good?
Was it good?
Yeah. Did it taste good?
Before I ever tasted it, was gone.
What?
Yeah. It was okay.
You have no comment on it was okay.
It was okay.
Better than KFC?
No.
KFC's better?
If you just comparing chicken to the ribs, yeah, KFC's chicken was better than that rib.
What are your chicken power rankings?
I like
Yours are probably number one.
I like my own, yes, but I like Church's chicken first,
Never been there.
and then Kentucky Fried Chicken, then Popeye's
I
chicken.
used to work there.
But I'm starting to think I like Popeye's chicken better than I like KFC.
Why you say that?
Because I actually went there and ate some Popeye's chicken in Fairfield the other day, and they must have changed their chicken because it actually tastes pretty good to me.
I'm done with KFC. It's always a mess when I get it.
Oh, yeah,
At least
well,
at the one by my house.
it's always soggy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Or undercooked, or it's not crispy. Or
Yeah, they chicken a little bit soggy now. It's not crispy anymore.
I used to work at KFC.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're not. I know you're glad you're not working there
I
anymore.
was there for 5 months.
Wow.
Got all the free food I wanted.
You didn't get enough, Dave.
My face, though, looked like it because I was pimpled up like crazy. It was,
Were you in high school then?
yeah.
Yeah, I figured.
I was a mess.
I never worked at a fast food restaurant ever.
Oh, congratulations.
Lucky, I guess.
I guess that's what that is.
Well, I never had to work for minimum wage. So I guess that's a blessing too.
What, when you were out of high school, what was your first job?
I went in the military.
That's right,
remember?
you went to the military. So then when you
Well,
got out...
basically, that probably was minimum wage, but it wasn't. But yeah, and then after I got out the military, I got a job working at a major grocery store chain, and I
The
worked
same one I worked for.
I worked there for 35 years, and so it was fortunate for me. Like I said, I never had to work at
And the best thing that happened in the grocery business was meeting me. 'Cause I work at the same grocery store.
who knows? If I turn your life around, it just may be.
Oh, boy. All right. We're closing in on an hour, so let's wrap this thing up. Any last words?
Go Raiders. I know this basically is basketball season and baseball season is getting ready to start. But
I see a
guess
rant
what?
coming on.
It is always a good time to talk about the Raider Nation. It survives all the seasons.
Talk about the A's.
The A's. Who wants to talk about the A's? They're garbage. Used to be one of my top 3.
Well, what were you gonna say? Sorry.
About the Raiders?
Yeah.
I'm just saying the Raiders is always in style. We could talk about the Raiders every day, or we could talk about
NFL.
the NFL. Yeah, NFL. Like I like to talk bad about the Pittsburgh Steelers. I like to talk bad
Oh,
about
the team that's won the most Super Bowls?
I don't care what they done won. I still like to talk bad about them. I like to talk bad about Denver. I like to talk bad about Kansas.
They've tied for the most Super Bowl appearances.
The Cowboys, the Cheeseheads.
All right, so what's the rant about?
What's the rant? Oh, you want to hear a real nice little rant?
Well, that's what you were going for.
Oh, no. But since we're going to go there, my rant is this.
All right.
All these fans out there who's talking about the Raiders, we ain't going to do nothing, and we lost our quarterback, and we never going to give him up. I just say, just keep on kicking us while you think we was down, because guess what? Things are changing.
Got lucky.
We did not get lucky. Lucky, we lost our quarterback. But let me tell you something. If we don't lose our quarterback, we'd have won the Super Bowl this year.
The mic levels are going.
And next year, we're going to win the Super Bowl. In
Tony-
spite against all odds, the Raiders is winning. Whether we playing in Oakland, whether we playing in Las Vegas, whether we playing in Istanbul, it doesn't make a difference.
As long as Tony Romo
We
doesn't get
are-
to Houston.
Oh, Tony Romo. Tony Romo, I hope he gets to Houston.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
It'll hurt your chances.
I keep telling you, Romo's never done nothing. Nothing. I want Carr to stay healthy, Derek Carr to stay healthy, and I want to meet New England, whether we meet them in Oakland or we meet them in New England. I want our shot at the Patriots again.
If you can get past Houston.
They have no quarterback.
That's the theme of the...
They have no quarterback.
They might have one here pretty soon.
We can't say what they might have. They don't have them now. That's sort of like the way the Republicans want them to...
What?
That's like sort of like the Republicans want you to vote or want them to vote on this bill that they passed, trying to pass, when the rest of it ain't even out, and they trying to talk about how good it is.
What bill is this?
About how they trying to do this health care bill.
All right.
And now they're going to put 12 million people out of no health care next year. You know what? It'll probably serve some of them people in Florida and Wisconsin and Ohio and North Carolina and all them other red states who voted for them. Some of them polar farmers ain't going to have no medical, and then we're going to see when they want to change what they're going to get.
All right.
I don't know how I got to that, but
yeah.
Just thinking about him just really balls me over.
We should have an all-Trump podcast.
Oh, God. Trump might send a CIA after me or something.
Hey, but it'll get some ratings.
Yeah.
Trump equals ratings. All right, that's it.